Well, hello again. I'm Bill Russell, president of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, and this is another episode of Around the Lake, and we have Solonia Baskins. She's progressive business finance, and you and your husband, Sam, got involved in the Chamber of Commerce. I think you joined either earlier in the year, maybe sometime last year, but you jumped right in, been very involved, attending our networking events and diversity programs. But for those who don't know, what is progressive business finance? What do y'all do?
So nice to meet you, Bill. And I just want to say that the Lake Norman Chamber has been a really pleasant experience, a really welcoming experience. And we just appreciate all the love and support and encouragement that we have received from the chamber thus far. So
Well,
it's
thank
been
you.
a great experience and we love it. So Progressive Business and Finance is a business that my husband and I established, and we are your non-traditional alternative financial services for businesses and commercial real estate. So we do lending, leasing, and financing for businesses and commercial real estate in a non-traditional alternative way. And so we tell people when they tried the bank and the bank option has not worked for them, we are the alternative. And so we use private lenders and investors to help businesses grow, invest, start up, whatever you may need financial service for, a financial jump or a bridge to get you just to the next level in your business, we are here. And that's what Progressive Businesses and Finance is all about.
So, Lonnie, is there a cap? Is there a sweet spot for the businesses that might come to Progressive?
So we like to specialize in businesses and helping them build their revenue and profit. And so in our industry, in our experience, we want to target something that we find is a problem in most businesses, correct? And we find the issue in most businesses are that their revenue and their profit is not up to par. And so our specialty is helping them build that revenue and profit. And so our niche thing right now is consumer financing, where we provide for businesses the option to allow their customer to go out for like a consumer finance loan. It's a soft pull and it goes out to 35 lenders. Their option of approval is greater for the customer. The customer is approved, right? They can pick an option of how they want to pay back the service. But the great thing about that is that the business itself is paid the total amount of the invoice. And so if the bill is $5,000, the business is paid that $5,000. So they're no longer sitting around waiting to be paid for an invoice month to month. They no longer have to rely on a customer to pay them back, to pay their bills. That large ticket is paid up front by the lender. And now the lender and the customer has a relationship. So now the customer is paying the lender and the business is paid in full. And so it is really profitable and it really helps the business with their revenue and profit. And it's a great source. It's a great tool.
So, Lania, what is your market? I mean, where would business? What do you market to in our area?
And we market to and we used to say small businesses or new businesses, but that's not true. In our experience, we're coming to find out that the banks can be discouraging or not so cooperative with all businesses, right? If you are just starting off in the business for 6 months, if you've been in the business for 8 years, we've had, for instance, we had somebody in New Jersey, and we can work state to state. We are not restricted. So we can work in all 50 states. We had somebody in New Jersey. He was a mechanic. He's been in business for 20 years, but he did not own the business, right? And so the owner passed away and the kids now inherited the business. And like kids, they don't want the business, right? Your children do not want what you worked for. They are ready to do different things and they have different objectives, right? And so now they come to him and they say, listen, we don't want the building, but you've been here for 20 years. You're a mechanic. You've been successful. We want to offer you the first, right? We want to give you the chance, the opportunity to buy this building. He goes to the banks and the banks deny him, right? And so you would think 20 years, he's been a mechanic, he's been in the building. Why would the banks deny him? The banks denied him. And so he came to us and we were able to help him. In that sense, where he was paying $7,000 for rent, his mortgage went down to $5,000. Now he owns the building. He has security, and he can build revenue in other ways. He can rent out other rooms in the building. He can do other things, but now his options have opened up and his business is now progressing. And so that's what we like to do. And so when you say the market, we're open to anyone who needs help, anyone who needs to build their revenue and profit, anyone who needs that push or that jump. And we have so many different options that it's unbelievable. And so we tell people it's no quick fix. Everybody is customary. We're customary to everybody. Everybody have their own situation, their own thing going on, and we understand that. So we want to sit down, get to know you, and see how we can help you.
How did you and Sam get into this?
Well, I'm originally from Jersey City, New Jersey, and my husband Sam is from Charlotte, North Carolina, and we've been married for 2 years now. June 4th was 2 years, and he told me he's not moving to Jersey City. He said, there's no trees, there's no grass. I'm not moving to Jersey City. It's no way it's happening, right? And so I was in accounting for 10 plus years. I worked at a nonprofit organization in Manhattan. And I was working from home when I first transitioned to North Carolina. But they went back into the building, and obviously I couldn't do that, right? And so my husband, a life insurance agent, and we decided that we wanted to give something back to the community, right? I mean, it comes a time in your life as you get older that you want to do something purposeful and something for that benefits the people who are around you. And so we came to Huntersville, the Lake Norman, Cornelius, and the people are just so welcoming. And it's like, you know what? How can we help our community? How can we give back to the people that we are around? How can we give back and just make it better, right? For our children coming up later, just better, for small businesses. The community is the small businesses that are around us. The community, the people coming together. The community is the Lake Norman Chamber. Businesses I've never even heard of. Now I'm in the chamber. I'm like, wow, what is that? And so it's just something that we enjoy doing. And we realize that a lot of businesses and business owners are not educated. They start a business and they want to run it, they want to open it, but they're not really educated on the financial aspect or what it takes to start a business. And we don't want people to just start it and it's over. 80%, 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years.
Sure. Yeah.
And we don't want our community to be like that, right? We want to be standing strong and standing tall. And so how can we not contribute when we have this knowledge and we have the history and we have the experience behind us? So what can we do? How can we help the community? And we figured that this was just something that we could dive into and just help our community build up. And so...
And Solonia, you just touched on this a little bit, but what do you enjoy most about living and working in Huntersville in the Lake Norman region?
You know what? The people, the family oriented, the things that, like today, this weekend, like you were mentioning, this weekend we were talking slightly this weekend, it was a beautiful Saturday. We were able to go to Smithville Park and enjoy the gospel concert and bring our whole family, right? And that was our day. It didn't have to be costly. It didn't have to be anything big. We just pulled out the lawn chairs. We sat in the lawn. We experienced the different vendors and we just enjoyed the day. And it was a beautiful day. And Lake Norman, Huntersville, Cornelius, they have so many different things for family and people and for you just to get to know each other, right? It's different activities going on. You could go to the lake, you can go to the different parks, you can do all types of things with your family. And it's just a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Solonia, you and Sam jumped right into the Chamber of Commerce. You attending business mixers and networking events, the diversity luncheon, the diversity program itself. What is it that you've really gotten out of the Chamber of Commerce?
One of the greatest things I got out of the Chamber of Commerce, to be totally transparent, is when you think of Huntersville, you think of just one type of people, right? Mm-hmm. And when I moved here, coming from Jersey City, to make a funny, when me and my husband was dating, we were dating long distance for 3 years. And I always tell people, when I was dating him, he was in Charlotte. And so when I would come to date and when I decided to move, I'm like, oh, I can move to Charlotte. This is a great city, right? And then when we finally moved, and he's like, this is where we bought a house at. I'm like, this is not Charlotte. This is Huntersville. And all I see is cows and horses. I don't see any street lights. I see all these type of bugs. This is not what this is not what we agreed
Not what you signed
right?
up for.
This is not what I signed up for. You tricked me. That's what I told him. You tricked me. You got me out here. But then you come to realize and you get out. And by being a part of the chamber, you meet people, right? You meet people and you meet like-minded people, and that's important, right? Like-minded people, and it comes in all different type of genres, all nationalities, all men, women, old, young, all different ages. That it's just diversity, and it's just various types of people and individuals coming together, like-minded people, to build a community, and that's important.
So, Solonia, last question for you. Why should a small business consider Progressive for their financial needs?
I would say that you should consider Progressive because we are in it with you. Yeah. We are not just trying to get you a loan and you spend the money the way you are. We are in it with you. We are grinding with you. And we ourselves, we're a small business. So we understand the struggle. We understand the confusion. We understand the discouragement that comes along with being a small business and a startup business, right? And so we're in it with you. The feelings that you have, we may be having it at the same time you are. The feelings that you have, we may be, we've experienced this. And so we're not just telling you, take this money and go do what you want. No, we want to sit down with you and we want to educate you. And so that's why we like to sit down with each and every person, right? Whether you are ready to use our services or not. If you just say, Solonia, let's just sit down and talk about my business. I don't even want to use your service. That's fine, because we want to educate you on how to progress. We want to educate you on how to get further. We want to educate you on how to build the generational blessings throughout your family and generation so that it can be consistent and that it can continue to grow. And so we are in it with you. We're here. We're touchable. We're tangible. You can call my cell phone. You can shoot me an email. You may see me at a chamber event and you can holler at me, Solonia, I called you and you didn't call me back. You can literally scream at me and I'll be in trouble. Like, oh, I'm sorry, Bill. It slipped my mind. So we're here. We're in it with you. And so I think that that's important. I think that people need to know that you're not by yourself. You are not alone. And so
I love that. We're in it with you. So that's a great slogan. Want to thank you for spending time today to talk to us about progressive business finance. I want to thank Joe Vagnone. He's the presenting sponsor of Around the Lake series. But Solonia, we're so thankful you and Sam jumped into the Chamber of Commerce and have gotten so active. And we appreciate your time today, but your investment in our community. And we're in it with you too.
And thank you for having me today. Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
Have a great one. Thank you. Bye-bye.